Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
Footprints in the desert in Mexico. They are dated 10,000 years old. They observed these footprints, and what they assume, just judging off the footprints, it was a lady that was running from something, and the footprints, they're a mile long, and they don't deviate. They're on a straight line. And every couple hundred yards, it looks like she stops and puts someone down. It's a child. And you can see following the tracks, giant sloth tracks. And it says at one point, it looked like it stood up and then back down and was chasing her. So they go for a mile long, and then they just stop, and then it's just her footprints coming back right beside them, but with no child. But the weird thing is, obviously this was like mud or something she was running in. These footprints were left undisturbed for 10,000 years. So no animal, no human stepped on them. So the theory is something could have happened to just freeze time in that region at that moment, like a cataclysm or something.
Yeah.
So that's why she was running. That's why the sloth could have been running.
They're all running from something.
Yeah.
In my head, the sloth was chasing her to eat her.
That could have been, though.
I mean, a heat event, kind of like fiery pottery.
That lines up a lot with old Aztec and Mayan. Gods got angry and they sent down fire from heaven and stuff.
Yeah, that's an eerie sight. I'm visualizing it now, dude. That's such a frightening image.
Yo, that's an eerie subject right there. Shout out to ninjas are butterflies. But here's my take. What if the sloth wasn't chasing her and the child? And if there was a cataclysm event, what if they were running together?
It's amazing how they literally put the truth right in front of your face in 2025, and still people just completely forget about what they just showed you. Think about this, right? These robots and these masks, by the way. And don't forget that they are decades, literal decades farther. I mean, what we could even believe that they have. And now they're showing us this while they have artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence going on. These masks and all the weird things we've been seeing on the TV lately. You know, the really weird wrinkles in the neck and just weird creases in the face that should not be there. It's pretty crazy, right? And of course, this is all for entertainment, but wait till you see the end on just how amazing it looks. And entertainment. But what if these things were all over the place in front of us on the TV and we just had no idea? Also, we only ever see the front of these people as well. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all.
It's definitely scary that they're decades advanced. Makes you wonder. It's just like the movie They Live. But after this video, it's looking like the Terminator. Shout outs to the real Moon Henry. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, why don't you just smash that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with more content just like this.
This was at an airport in Thailand. Some of y'all have seen this, but why does that say no chip found? As if... Let me watch the video. You know, just because our news doesn't talk about it doesn't mean there's nothing going on. Like, a lot of y'all have not heard that about 17 to 18 Sinaloa cartel members have turned themselves in to the FBI. And that's not on no media, which is crazy to me. You would think that would be reported on. Why does that computer screen say no chip found, like they're scanning this individual? And I guess that chip, if found, would be a source of identification? Interesting. Peace to the gods. Do what you will with that information.
I think he probably had a fake passport. You know, a lot of these passports and IDs got chips in them. Shout out to Toxic But True Reality.
Hello, my fellow citizens of the world. This is the Architect, speaking on behalf of Anonymous. 35 days remain. A question we keep hearing. What can I do? The answer is simple. Join us. Spread the message. Share the truth. Wake someone up. It may feel small, but it's everything. Movements are not built by force. They are built by momentum. This is a call, not to a few, but to everyone. If you've ever felt like something was wrong but couldn't put it into words. If you've watched this country fall into decay while the powerful thrive. If you felt helpless, voiceless, angry, then this is your moment. Join Anonymous. This isn't a club. It isn't a cult. It is a collective refusal, a stand against corruption, deception, and engineered division. Because when enough voices rise together, they become impossible to ignore. We need numbers. We need clarity. We need you. We need each other. Now, to those asking about the countdown, let me make something clear. These 35 days are not a delay. They are a warning shot. They are a rising drumbeat. They are the time we take to grow, so that when the truth is revealed, it doesn't fade. It explodes. And to the impatient one saying, "That's too far away," then we expect you to meet us at the front lines. Show up. Speak out. Because if you aren't willing to act when it matters, your words are nothing but noise. We cannot wait any longer. No one is coming to save us. There is a cancer inside our government, and it does not wear a flag. It does not pledge allegiance to you, to your family, or to your future. It is loyal only to profit, to control, and to its own survival. It has lied to you about wars, about leaders, about history itself. But now, it's our turn. Now, we write the next chapter. And to those who are just joining us, we see you. We welcome you. We salute you. You are now anonymous. And together, we will make history the right way. Together, we are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
You could say life is like a movie. You got They Live, you got the Terminator, now you got V for Vendetta. This is crazy. Anonymous resurfaced. Can't help but keep my eye on it with that countdown clock right there. Continues to make me wonder, what could they possibly have? You know? And if we see something on July 1st, we won't be surprised. But that'll be 3 days before Independence Day, now that I think about it. This is definitely something no one's talking about. Feel like we are the first to really talk on this topic about this countdown situation with V for Vendetta. I think the question is this real or is it fake? Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
There is something extremely weird and extremely Walt Disney going on, if you get what I'm saying. The farther I look into the plane crash that happened 2 days ago, the crazier it gets. So I'm sure you've heard by now, it was Daniel Williams, the former drummer for the Devil Wears Prada, that passed away in the 666 plane, the one that hit the military housing. But there was something just majorly off about it. This was his last Instagram story saying, hey, you look at me, I'm the co-pilot now. We'll get to the weirdest part in 1 second, but you may know they have a song called Sacrifice, and it had this kind of cover of some guy, right? And would you believe me if it doesn't look just like Daniel? And as if it was not weird enough that the guy who passed away in the plane crash 666 was a bandmate of the Devil Wears Prada. Now this right here is the most damning part. Do y'all remember when the movie Frozen came out? And everyone thought the movie Frozen came out because something with Walt Disney may be happening. That way they could just completely cover up the Google search. Within just 12 hours of a plane going down having the number 666 with Daniel Williams on that plane, the former member of Devil Wears Prada, the Devil Wears Prada 2 starts advertising for their new movie. All over the place. Just hours after a member of the Devil Wears Prada passes away. And all of a sudden you type in Devil Wears Prada on Google and you start getting advertisements for their new movie. Something is not right, especially that the news allegedly got caught using an old picture of the plane because they weren't able to find. I don't know what they told you, but these coincidences, they do grow on trees apparently.
That is extremely weird. What a coincidence. Sounds like the song was written all over it. Shout outs to the Real Moon Henry. Now we getting part 2 of the movie, just like that.
I converted 2 boomers to my Tartarian cause the other day. I'm in the gift shop of the Washington State Capitol building here in Olympia, Washington. And I believe this building has a completely fraudulent past, as do all these other Capitol buildings, which look so similar and yet kind of different. Different flavor for each state. All of them have to do with an architect who won a competition, but the logistics are impossible. The time frames are impossible. The manpower, it didn't exist at the time frames we're told all of these structures went up. You can't have log cabins coexisting with stone palaces, and yet that is our history. Anyway, back to the boomers. I explained all this to the boomer receptionist who's there, a lovely woman named Jody. She didn't want to be filmed, and she was immediately responsive to my little message of founders, not builders. It clicked right away. She always knew something was fake, and this really answered a lot of questions. And then serendipitously, a boomer, another one, an old man walked in. He said, "Hey, why is there all that demolished brick everywhere? What was here before this building was here if they had to blow up so much brick?" And we both look at it. It was like, my man, we were just talking about this. What the fuck is going on? What's with the tunnels? Why have they destroyed a structure here? I've snuck around in my fair share of these tunnels. They've concreted over them. What, for state legislative reasons, you're digging brick tunnels? I'm sorry, you're not building anything. You're destroying something. There's tunnels and infrastructure here, quite clearly. And then it all gets covered over, buttoned up with these jalopies, right? You can't tell me that those vehicles were used to fully construct that building in the background. Those are some Model T level bullshit. I don't think it could do that. I'm a builder. No way. It's hard to build anything now. You can't just do that. And yet here we are in this strange hostage situation with authority that the official narrative is clearly bullshit, and yet we're all held captive to it. But we're squatting in buildings we didn't build. Like, can you at least make a stone trash can? But no, nothing we make now is beautiful and wonderful, and it hasn't been for a long time, I think. I'm sure a homeless person took a shit here, totally legal, in this state capitol building that passes all the important laws. Just a bunch of paper fiction.
Well, we know they didn't make toilets back then. Shout out to the boomers. I agree, it's definitely some Model T BS.
The battle for your mind. Are you the next target? Imagine a war waged inside your own head. It's not science fiction. It's real. It's called neuro-warfare, and our minds are the new battlefield. From deep fake propaganda to mind-reading technology and so-called voice of God weapons, hidden forces are working to manipulate your thoughts, emotions, and even your choices without your awareness or consent. These aren't just threats to privacy. They're attacks on your ability to think freely. When brain-computer interfaces or psychological manipulation intrude on your inner world, your thoughts may no longer be entirely your own. This goes beyond politics or technology. It's about your cognitive liberty, the right to mental self-determination. And once that's gone, so is freedom itself. But we're fighting back. Our nonprofit is dedicated to exposing these tactics and defending the freedom of thought. We raise awareness, demand accountability, and push for global protections against neuro-warfare and weaponized neuroscience. Because your mind is the most valuable real estate you'll ever own. Don't let it become a battlefield. Join us. Learn more. Protect your cognitive freedom before it's too late.
You know how many people said I was stupid when I said these smartphones were about to be obsolete? Watch this video.
Smartphones are going to go away, and the intranet, as we know it, including social media and how we use it,
Metaverse,
will also, over time, disappear. And I'm going to give you some really strong pieces of evidence for what's happening. First, you could see in Google's announcement yesterday about AI agents shopping and doing things and searching on our behalves. So over time, we are going to do less of the doing on the internet, the clicking, the browsing, the watching, the streaming things for information and whatnot. And our AI agents will start to do that on our behalf, meaning that we will be less present on the internet. So our relationship with it and our need to be there and watch things on it will change. And again, this isn't tomorrow or even next year. I'm talking about the trends over time. That leads directly into, if we no longer need to do as much of the doing, because it's like the clicking, the swiping, the browsing, because our AI agents take care of that changes the nature of what I need from my device. Do I need to continuously look at a screen, or will I just start talking to my agent and it does more? And so we're at the beginning of what's going to come next and replace the smartphone. You can see glasses coming in pretty clearly because we'll need to view some things sometimes. And I think glasses isn't where it stops. I think that there's going to be another AI first device. But even just recently, OpenAI announced they are acquiring an AI first device company. Our phones have always changed over time. And that's not going to stop. Hands-free everything. And how we entertain, how we engage, how we communicate with one another, technology has also always changed.
Why do you think I tell my community if they're going to buy crypto, buy metaverse? Because soon billboards will be obsolete. It'll be all your navigation will come through glasses. And then that's when they'll push the augmentation transhumanism movement into metaverse, Neuralink, RFID. You're seeing a little push for real ID now, which is a digital footprint, and it's conditioning. You're in a live exercise. You're being distracted. But how many truthers can tell you what they're distracting you from? They can call things a distraction, but they can't tell you what the distraction is from. And then they question AI on spiritual principles. Be careful who you get your information from, and be careful who you get your spirituality from. Peace to God.
Could you imagine smartphones going obsolete? Totally feel where he's coming from, especially with the metaverse. The Ray-Bans, the Oculus, Apple Vision Pros. It's like everybody have their own version of Jarvis. Hey, if it comes with a nano suit, I'm all in.
National Security Agency confirms that there is intelligence information from 2012, 4 years before Havana, associating the hostile country to which Mr. Beck traveled in the late 1990s with a high-powered microwave system weapon that may have the ability to weaken, intimidate, or kill an enemy over time and without leaving evidence. The 2012 intelligence information indicated that this weapon is designed to bathe a target's living quarters in microwaves, causing numerous physical effects, including a damaged nervous system. And this is the document that the US government, the NSA, the CIA, and others need to respond to and say, what did you mean by this? And what are you doing about it?
When I first saw this statement, I said, holy cow, the government is saying they have intelligence about a foreign country with a microwave weapon that could potentially kill people and leave not a trace. But, you know, there are all kinds of intelligence. Some of it's solid, some of it's questionable. And without knowing more about this, it really raises more questions than answers.
The impact of this beyond my clients is actually potentially really scary, because one can construe, if these are attacks on U.S. government personnel, as an act of war.
As many as 200 Americans working abroad have now
who traveled to India this month is the latest flight to Vietnam.
This year, 2 dozen new cases in Vietnam.
What's going on in the human brain? I've noticed something really troublesome over the last few nights. It seems like when there's a mass casualty event, there's not just one, there's multiple across the entire Earth. When there's a pattern, it's problematic. So there was like a mass casualty event at the bike week in South Carolina last night, right? But at the same exact time that this happened, and I mean like literally the same exact time, we had all these people with knives running around going insane in Australia. Like really, what are the odds that all people start going crazy at the same exact time? That's really weird. There's that. There's something there, I just can't put my finger on it, and completely unrelated. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Travis Scott concert. When all the people started to go crazy and stampede, and people just started passing away. Not only were they passing away, but they were trying to get to them, the medics, and couldn't because people were going so freaking crazy. Like something was happening in their head. One thing that's for sure is we've had hundreds of these events take place in the last 2 months. Wonder what it could be.
This has been popping up all over the sky in the United States. They are lying to you. No shit. Can someone please tell me what they're lying to us about? I know we could say everything. But you know, when you got people who are in the dogmatic state, when they just see this, they just think you're a fanatic. They just think, why would someone waste all that money to put this up in there? without them telling you a full story. It's like when you watch them TikToks, right? With no context, and it has 100 million views, and you see in the comments, what is this guy talking about? Why does it have all these views? Context would help in this situation. Like, no shit. That's like someone saying they're distracting us, but the content creator can never tell you what exactly they're distracting you from. And I hate that shit. But hey, our skies are saying they're lying to us. This is also put in the sky in San Francisco. Peace to the gods.
Hello, my fellow citizens of America and others around the world. This is the Architect, speaking on behalf of Anonymous. There's a feeling many of you can't quite explain, but you know it's there. That feeling is truth, trying to wake you up. This is your reminder. Anyone can join Anonymous if you've had enough of corruption, of division, of silence, and you say you're in. You're in. And we welcome you with open arms. We only ask one thing of you. Spread this message. Share it. Amplify it. Repeat it. Because now more than ever, we need to grow our numbers beyond denial. We've done it before. In 2020, the world listened. But if we can't rise again over the open genocide of innocent men, women, and children, along with the corruption that has seeped its way into our own government, then we must ask ourselves, what have we become? That ache you feel, that demand for something better, that is the thread that connects us all. We are united. Say it in the comments. Show it. Let this be the space where unity is more than a word, where we prove it together. Lift each other up in the comments, in conversation, in your courage, whether you voted left, right, or not at all, whether you're straight, gay, black, white, religious, or not, you are welcome here, because this is no longer about parties. This is about people. This is about humanity. This is about what's right. They divided us because they fear what we could do united. Rise together. Join us. Be part of the turning point. Be on the right side of history. That way, when the countdown hits 0, it's not just about truth being exposed. It's something being done to change it. It's about us all rising together aside from our differences and doing what's right and actually making a change. If we all stand together, we can do it. We've done it before. Let's do it again. We don't have a choice anymore. We have to do this. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check this one right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again. Till next time.